Hey y'all, so here's a 10-minute just movement warm-up video that you can use before workout, or you can even use it in the morning. And this is what I like to do a lot, is I start all my mornings with about 10 minutes of yoga-ish stuff. So you can just kind of follow along and we'll prep you for the day or for your workout generally, and then you can move into more specific stuff afterwards. So we're just going to start with some arm swings. We'll go across the chest. It's a good time to check in on your body position. So make sure your butt is tight, belly button's drawn in, rib cage is down, we're standing nice and tall. We're going to focus in on just creating those same body positions that we always talk about. So as we go up, let's put our palms up and back. As we go back, let's put our palms up and back. As we do arm swings, we're trying to avoid any compensations with the spine. So we're just trying to be nice and tight here as we go through our arm swings. Then we'll do some big ones backwards. Nice and tight with everything. Forwards. Let's put our arms out to the side. We're going to take one hand and we're going to turn that hand forward and up, the other hand backwards and up. And you're just going to go as far as you can as you reach out wide. We're just going to rotate back and forth. Just keep going. As we're doing this, we're trying to avoid moving with it, with our body. So we're just trying to keep that body nice and locked down. Getting some good rotation. Trying to make those shoulders burn a little bit, really making them work. Then we're going to go with the short lever. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to rotate one hand down and forward, the other one back. And as we do, we want to keep that internal rotation and external rotation on each side. Same thing we were doing there. Now let's just rotate everything. I really like to try and stay tall, draw the belly button in. Let's hinge over. So about a 45-degree angle, looks just like my jumping position, my clean, my kettlebell swing. And from there, we're just going to rotate. As I go this way, I'm going to straighten that leg out, keep that one nice and stable. And as I swing through this way, this one straightens out. And we're going to kind of just keep doing the same thing. So now we're really mimicking that movement pattern of a swing. All right, so now standing up, you're going to interlock your fingers behind you. We're going to really push that chest through, pull the shoulders back, belly button drawn in. Now we're going to arch back as much as you can and then lift the hands up. Then drop them. Let's just lift them up and down a few times. Okay, now lift your hands up and we're going to lean forward. We're just going to kind of dive forward and let gravity do a lot of the work here. We can lean around, just trying to pick those hands up higher and higher, drawing the belly button in, keeping weight even on the feet. And then we're going to come up, round everything a lot, and then we're going to switch which fingers were on top. So take that more unnatural grip. And we're going to do the same thing. We're going to push that chest through, lean back, really try and pick those hands up behind you. And then come forward. Let it go up and over as you wiggle from side to side here. All right, from here, let your arms hang. And then let's come into a really flat back position. So we don't want you rounded, nice and flat back here. Then we're going to come up, palms back, pressing up overhead to mimic that overhead position. We're going to do a flat back as low as you can, hip hinge, come up, press up. And we're just going to do a few of these. Going down and up, keeping weight even on the feet. Belly button drawn in, so we're not rounding our back as we go. Just a nice hip hinge with that flat back and up. All right, so now let's go ahead and just balance on one foot. We're just going to spend a little bit of time here. Try and feel your full foot on the ground. Drawing that belly button in. Let's lift that leg up as high as possible. Just try and balance here. Then you're going to take that foot and we're going to put it on the inside part of your thigh with the knee out. Belly button's drawn in. I'm trying to squeeze both butt cheeks here, stand tall. Try to get that leg perpendicular to the direction I'm facing here. Then we're just going to move that leg over a little bit. It's going to sit right on top of where that knee is, kind of on your thigh. We're going to flex that foot. And then we're just going to squat down. And as we squat down, we're going to lean into it. So you should feel that opposite glute start to stretch, that opposite butt cheek. We're just going to spend a little time there. And then we're going to come up, stay balanced, and go as slowly as we can here as we lunge backwards. And we're going to stick that leg back, stick that leg back, stick that leg back. And then we're just going to get down into a push-up plank position with that right foot next to the right hand. I'm squeezing my back butt cheek. I'm shoving my hips down. Now I'm just going to rotate from side to side here. All right, now let's take that right hand. We're going to lift it up. As we do, this left hand needs to act like a push-up. So I'm twisting in, keep my elbow pit forward. As I lift up, that palm goes up to the ceiling. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this right leg, and I'm going to turn my foot out and go on the side of my foot. And I'm going to drop to the side of my back foot as well. And I'm going to let my hips go down, and I'm going to reach my hand just far back behind me. Then I'm going to send my hips up high. I'm going to try and reach my hands straight over me to get kind of a side stretch here. All right, then I'm going to come back to that push-up plank position. I'm going to shove my hips down a little bit more. I'm going to go on the side of my foot, and I'm really going to lean in and rotate everything back into this position as I kind of wiggle around in it a little bit. If you want to go ahead and just put that knee down and drop everything, if you're flexible enough, you can get into that pigeon pose here a little bit. We're not going to be here long. We're coming out of it. Leave the back knee on the ground. We're going to lean back here and straighten this leg. We're going to flex the quad, flex the foot, and then bend everything. Flex the quad, flex the foot, and we're just going to think about getting reps in here. All right, let's get back into that push-up plank position and then push down into downward dog. We're going to wiggle around here, pedal your feet. Then we're going to take that right leg, lift it up in the air, and then move it off to the side. Again, your hand should be like a push-up, so we're twisting in, mimicking that position. And then you're going to come back down, and let's just slowly inchworm our way back up and go flat back, reach your hands up high. Flat back, reach your hands up high. Then we're going to go through, we're going to repeat that kind of sequence on the other side. All right, so let's start just by balancing on that left foot. Just feeling the full foot on the ground. We want your toes engaged, heel, belly button nice and drawn in. We're going to lift that leg up high. Then you're going to take that foot and bring it to the inside part of your thigh. Knee out. We're going to try and squeeze both butt cheeks. Trying to get this sticking off perpendicular to the direction you're facing. Nice and tight, just looking for that balance. Then we're going to take that foot. We're going to put it over the knee on the thigh a little bit. We're going to squat down and we're going to lean into this one a little bit. Again, it's going to stretch that opposite butt cheek a little bit. From there, we're going to come back up and we're going to try and keep balancing, so stay balanced. We're going to start like a one-legged squat as we really reach our leg back far, 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 as we go down into that push-up plank position with the left foot next to the left hand. My right butt cheek is flexed, my belly button's drawn in. I'm just going to wiggle around here a little bit. All right, then keeping that right hand twisting in the ground just like we would in a push-up, we're going to pick the left hand up. Then we're going to go on the side of that left foot, turn it out, go on the side of that back foot also. We're going to drop our hips towards the ground, reach back. Then with the hips high, we're going to reach over the top. And then we're going to come back into that kind of runner's lunge position a little bit, and we're just going to wiggle around. Then we're going to drop the back knee to the ground, straighten that leg out, flex the quad, flex the foot, and bend. Flex and bend. Just getting reps in here. All right, now we'll go into a push-up plank position. We're gonna push back into down dog. We can pedal around, but let's try and mimic our push-up position and our overhead position with our shoulders and our hands. Then we're gonna lift that left leg up off the ground and then let it go over you to the side to get a good stretch in the side there. All right, then we'll just come down to all fours. We're gonna twist into the ground. We're just gonna get those shoulder blades moving around a little bit. Try to keep your back neutral. We'll do some cat and cows in some other videos. On this one here, we're just going neutral back. Then we're gonna reach our hands forward, thumbs together. Let's twist in the ground, push into the ground. And we're gonna stick our head down and through here and really just wiggle around, trying to get deep in that overhead position. All right, so if this was my morning routine, what I would now do is I would pick a mobility exercise. I would usually get a lacrosse ball or a foam roller, pick some area that felt maybe a little tight during this or something I might have been feeling tight in the last few days. If everything feels amazing, then I'm gonna pick something looking ahead at today's workout or tomorrow's workout, something that I can get out ahead of some stuff. If I'm doing this right before a workout, this is when I would start moving my warm-up into getting a little more cardio going and doing things more specific to the movements that we're actually doing in the workout. All right, thanks. Talk to y'all soon.